Welcome in, everybody. This is another episode of FOFL BOFL. I am your host, Mark, or Oh Bye Mark. We are joined as usual by Greg, or Cuz I'm GB.
Hello.
And this week we are joined by Bo, or Shining Axle, your defending champion.
That's right. 4-time back-to-back champion. Well, happy to be here.
So happy to have you. So happy for you.
Yeah, you sound really happy. There's been a lot of hatred the past couple of podcasts, so I'm glad to come in here and help mix it up a little bit.
The hatred will remain. You just get to actually defend yourself.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, unless I just mute that part of the podcast for you.
Oh, yeah, you
could
could
go in there and mute Bo's line.
You could totally edit this and be like, Bo was a homophobe all along. Yeah. What an asshole.
There's really a lot of hate for gays.
Yeah.
See, Bo said it.
We had somebody with like a British accent, too. Homosexuals.
You are gay.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? All right, guys. I appreciate you joining me. We're going to jump in, try to keep this on time here for everybody. We got our weekly add-on, our quick question of the week. This one, I was tempted to go a different direction, but basically I want to, focus on the quarterback injuries that we're all kind of dealing with across our fantasy leagues. They're kind of dropping like flies. So, particularly in Superflex leagues like we are in here, especially in Dynasty, what are your thoughts on quarterbacks in Superflex, over or underrated?
I can go.
You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I think this is a conversation that can turn really long. So I'm just going to throw a couple bullet points out and we can discuss as needed. But I know we've got a lot of other content to go through. In my opinion, in this league, specifically with our scoring settings, I do think they're a little undervalued. I just did a quick notation over the 2024 season. And if you look at positions 1 through 12, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, the difference between 1 through 12 and quarterback was 189, running back was 123, and wide receiver was 166. And then if you do the same thing for positions 13 to 24, quarterbacks 32, running back 61, wide receiver 32. That's all to say, basically, the first, a QB1, I think it's definitely huge improvement to have a stud. And then QB2, you can kind of go positionally there. I think things to keep in mind is this is not super common in all leagues. This is a 6-point passing touchdown league. So I think that makes a difference. And obviously, if you have a full PPR league, then that weighs up the running back, wide receivers versus bringing down the quarterback. So those are just my thoughts.
Random note. I'm so glad we do 6 points because I hear about these 4 points quarterback leagues. Why? That's a touchdown. That's 6 points. That makes so much more sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the argument is, to sidetrack us, the argument is that it makes quarterbacks that much more powerful in fantasy because they're the only ones that are going to score 3 or 4 touchdowns a game. So just like you give them 1 point per 25 passing yards instead of 1 point for 10, you're supposed to hemorrhage their scoring a little bit because they are going to be responsible for many more touchdowns over the season than any other position.
I see.
No, the logic
there's merit to it.
The logic makes sense. But I agree with Gray, especially in a Superflex league. Kind of like if you're doing a 2 tight end league, you want it to be tight end premium. You just kind of want to add into that.
Yeah, the one thing that I wish Sleeper would allow me to do is correct the rushing on quarterbacks. We would have to have a super majority vote on that because that's a significant change in my opinion. But I would move quarterback rushing to 1 per 20 instead of 1 per 10.
Oh, okay.
No,
that's interesting.
Again, it's because of the fact that in fantasy football, running quarterbacks are the only ones you should be targeting. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are outlier pocket passers.
Mm-hmm.
They are not usually good for fantasy because they don't run and get an extra 7 points a game on the ground, 5 to 7 points a game on the ground. They don't get that extra rushing touchdown. So running backs are just super powerful at an already super powerful position.
Does this segue into your point?
Yes. I think having one quarterback stud is what you need. And then you're going to be able to get away with a couple of mediocre quarterbacks to stream against positions. Bo has obviously proven that I am wrong by having 3 of the best quarterbacks in the league. However, I have also built a very good team that you all agree is very good around Lamar Jackson and somebody that nobody seems to value in Jared Goff. Because I've tossed him out there, nobody seems to want him. So I'll take the quarterback 8 to 12 every year to pair with Lamar Jackson. And then I've got Matt Stafford in case Jared Goff gets hurt or if the matchup is better. And I can win a championship with that. I don't need to have 2 stud quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, like, I think the thing with Jared Goff is, and I won't speak for everybody in the league, but speaking for myself, Jared Goff feels so much like I don't want to be the one left holding the bag situation. It's like hot potato, right? Like, I wouldn't want to have to pass this off to anybody else. So like, go for it. I get it. He scores a lot of points, but I think that like my mentality is that like, for some reason, right, wrong, or indifferent, it just feels like, especially like with week 1, obviously week 2 is very different, but week 1 you're just kind of like, oh shit, is this the other shoe on fucking Jared Goff? But
I don't know. Completely disagree. I think he's proven over and over and over again that he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'll say, sorry, Greg. I'll just say, I think part of it has to do with just positional scarcity. So obviously, if you got 32 starting quarterbacks, not every single starting quarterback's great. Ideally, in a super flex, my opinion, you want at least 3 quarterbacks. You want, depending, either 2 studs, you can get away with like not having a third, but injury, bye weeks come into play. So if you look at the numbers, then there's really not enough quarterbacks to go around, right? In a 12-team league, that's 36 quarterbacks, and you've already got 32. So even like the backups become just valuable, and it's a 1-for-1 replacement. If a running back goes down, there's 2 or 3 options to go with. Quarterback goes down, there's really one like backup quarterback for there.
And that's another reason why I don't think that you need to hold on to top end quarterbacks. I mean, I didn't get a huge return for them, but I picked up Mac Jones and Jake Browning off of the waivers. I've held Jake Browning the last couple of seasons because he was useful when Burrow was hurt the last time. So I've just held on to him, and I was able to get a third-round pick out of him. Same thing with Mac Jones. So it's just one of those things where you can replace quarterbacks, like Bo's saying, 1-to-1 off of waivers or a cheap trade. Because now all of a sudden, Rob has a starting quarterback for the rest of the season, with attached to Jamar Chase for a third-round pick. And so now, if that proves to be useful for him over the next couple of weeks, now all of a sudden he has trade fodder in the other quarterbacks or in Jake Browning, because now he's proven that he's more useful than a third-round pick. So he can flip him for something like a second-round pick.
Right.
When inevitably another quarterback gets injured.
Yeah, but you held on to those quarterbacks because of that situation, because you knew they would be valuable at some point, which is why there's no like backup QBs available on the waiver wire.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm agreeing that they are valuable.
But I think that, I think they're very valuable. My argument is you just don't need 2 top-end quarterbacks.
Yeah,
you can get away with one and then mediocrity after that.
Yes, I agree. I'll agree with you there. I think the difference of opinion, or at least maybe I misunderstood it, are the quarterbacks undervalued or overvalued? In my opinion, they're undervalued for that specific reason, like you said.
Gotcha.
Like those backups, you held on, you can get value from them because of the positional scarcity. But yes, I agree. You can get by, especially after 2024 draft, Knicks, May, it just added a lot of QB hits, and that's super uncommon. Most of the time you get 1 or 2 good QBs, so the QB depth has really like gone up since then.
Right. Yeah, definitely. All right. Good conversation, gentlemen. All right, moving on. Greg, do you want to read through those injuries that we've got? There are a lot of them. So I didn't put all of them, but I put the big ones that were kind of affecting the fantasy outcome.
Sure. Because I didn't get a chance to say my point. I went right in the middle, but yeah.
Fuck you, Greg. We don't care what you have to say. Let's keep
Yeah,
it.
Sorry, I gotta cut the segment off. It's not my fault.
Key injuries are Joe Burrow got turf toe. He's going to be out at least 3 months. A lot of people think it's way longer. I think it's one of those injuries that history shows that 3 months is super optimistic for this.
Yeah, I agree.
And then even then, that's hoping your team makes the playoffs and you can come back and take over a system that's already running well, clearly at that point, or well enough anyway. Brock Purdy got hurt. It's listed as multiple injuries. He's out 2 to 5 weeks. I think that Mac Jones kind of, to me, like, it doesn't hurt his value, but like hurts Purdy's value a little bit. If we see this 2 weeks in a row, like, one, Bill Belichick's the problem. Two, Mac Jones shows that the system is what works as long as you're a competent throwing quarterback. So
I don't think Bill Belichick is the problem. I think Gerard Mayo is the problem.
I mean, he didn't look good with Bill Belichick either.
Mac did okay his rookie year.
Yeah, and then his second year with Bill Belichick, he looked terrible.
And then Bill got fired.
Right. Bill's the problem.
So I don't understand.
The next is Austin Eckler with a torn Achilles. He's out for the season, but realistically, it's probably the end of his career. Unfortunately, sucks. Thank goodness he was making all of those transitions into being more of a personality, especially centered around the fantasy football space. So I hope that man finds a second career. Good for him.
Does he have a podcast?
Probably.
I know he's
on a podcast.
I know he's on some show regularly, but I'm not sure what show it is. But I know he's a regular correspondent with the show, but I don't know if he has his own podcast.
I feel like these days, almost every single professional athlete has some sort of podcast. It's like, just ridiculous.
I think it's silly
if you don't.
I was going to say, it's silly if you have any sort of outreach to not at least be putting something out and have something to like try and, make happen outside of your sport, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Jaden Daniels, who has a knee sprain. He's questionable. Did I see something? No, I didn't see anything about him today. There's a lot of like, this player's going to be unlikely because of this, and this. But I feel like I didn't see anything about Jaden Daniels.
He is. I did see that he is actually day to day. So it is real nerve wracking. Andy on the Footballers called out the fact that you don't really love to hear knee problems in Washington year 2. It's not a great comparison to be compared to RG3.
I mean, and then just in general, that entire like organization just in general has this issue, right?
Yep. For sure.
Was Alex Smith a commander when he hurt himself?
The original knee got
Theismann?
I don't remember who it was. I should.
Joe Theismann?
It might have been Joe Theismann. Anyways.
But yeah, that's what the blind side is all about. And then Justin Fields is in concussion protocol. He did not look great most of that game anyway. And then,
what a weird week, by the way. We'll get into it in a second, but what a weird week. Like flip-flops all over the place, including Justin Fields.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like, just to comment on a couple of those, what the fuck is wrong with Cincinnati? I mean, they have this like stud quarterback and he's been decimated by the O-line like since he got drafted, and they refuse to do anything about it.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like I said in the chat, like I didn't agree with them signing T. Higgins. That should not have been a priority for their offseason. Offensive line should have been a priority, and then you address the wide receiver position in the draft if need be.
They drafted an offensive lineman in their first round in 2024, and then they drafted one last year in the 3rd round and one in the 5th round.
Didn't you say last year, 2023, you mean?
Oh, no, 2025. Okay. 2024, sorry. 2024. Yeah, 2024 is when they drafted the O lineman in their first round. And they drafted an O lineman in 2025 in the third round and in the fifth round.
Right.
So
end of the third round is not where you is not addressing the offensive line.
That's true. I agree with that.
Like
and I agree with the fact that they could have went and got somebody, they could have gotten for a trade or whatever. But
yeah, I don't know shit about fuck with free agencies on the offensive line, but I imagine there was somebody.
Yeah, I just feel like this is not the first time this happened, right? It'd be different if it was like, oh, well, injuries happen. But I'm like, this literally happened, what, 3 years ago?
Every year?
Yeah. And it's like, look at how he played last year. I'm just like, he's trying to do the best he can. And they are just like screwing him over. So I just feel
he's the one that signed there,
Yeah, I guess.
Tough shit. You made millions of dollars. I'm not crying for you too much. It does suck for the game of football, though. I'm very sad about Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Let's look real quick.
I also want to call out, Greg, you mentioned like Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. Mac Jones actually looked good. If Brock is out 5 weeks and Mac continues to look good, I think Brock Purdy gets Brock Purdy'd.
And he gets usurped?
Yeah, why not?
Because he has a pretty big contract.
Who cares? They traded 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance. The Patriots signed... Why did his name just fucking escape me?
Quarterback? Or a different position?
Yeah. Drew Bledsoe to the highest salary ever. And then we started Tom Brady over him after he got hurt.
The Bengals also
Tony Romo.
2 offensive linemen this year.
Yeah, not good ones, though.
Nope. One was an undrafted free agent, and then one was a second-round pick in 2019.
Yeah, so I on PFF, they were ranked 31st.
In O-line?
Yeah, coming into week 2. Like week 1, their performance was the 31st in the league.
I feel like it's when you're in school and you have an assignment to do and you kind of just like half-ass it and they're like, oh, look, we did something with the O-line. Yay, us. But
science fair. And you're like, what's
you're like...
C's get degrees, baby.
All right. Let's jump into the weekly review. So we'll kind of review what happened in week 2. Greg, you want to jump into the pick'em results? Again, just kind of high level, who won the week and final standings so far.
Sure. Anthony won the week with 13, correct? And then Ryan and Corey were tied for second with 11. And then your mom and I were tied with...
That just sounds fun.
Third. Yeah, I know. That's why I stopped. And then your mom and I were tied for third with 10. And then it was pretty close. Coulter was in last with 7. But that's, that's not a huge difference.
Pretty average week.
Yeah. Shout out your mom for being the only person to get it wrong about the late night game last night. Everybody picked the Chargers. She picked Vegas, and she was wrong about that one.
Vegas? What the hell is she doing?
Maybe that's why she stopped playing in the $100 a week one. And then...
I'm going to tell her you said that.
That's okay.
I'm going to clip this part.
Shout out Ryan and Adrian for being the only 2 people to pick the Dolphins in the New England game and get that wrong. And that's it. That's kind of it in terms of crazy picks. Oh, sorry, one more. And Adrian was the only person to pick Houston in the Tampa-Houston game, and he got that wrong. So
I think I missed 2 by a half a point, which is real frustrating.
And then, so in the final standings, Mark, you, me, and Ryan are all tied for first with 21 total points. Anthony is tied for fourth with Rob and Corey at 20, so they're only 1 behind us. And then it kind of goes down. Coulter has 12, so he doubled his score, which is good. Well, more than doubled it, but good luck, Coulter.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, perfect. Let's go through the fantasy matchups. I will just call out the order that I've got it on my website screen here. So it always starts with me, as it should, obviously. So myself versus Bo. Sorry, Bo.
That's all right.
Bro,
That's all right.
it sucks. Sorry, man. I'm not really that sorry, but sorry.
Well, at first I was like, okay, like Burrow fucked me, but then if you look at like the total points, even if Burrow had like a 30-point game, I still would have lost. So it makes the loss a little bit easier to swallow.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson definitely came back down to earth. I feel
Yeah.
like Mike Evans hasn't quite taken off yet.
Yeah, I just feel like the age on my team is starting to catch up. But you know what? My max points for are still pretty high. I think that I'll bounce back.
I also feel like you're going for 5 in a row. You may as well just run it into the ground.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel at this point. I mean, if you look at my roster, it's like there's not too much to really like give away. There's nothing really to give. Like if I wanted to trade with a rebuilding team anyways, like it's a competing roster, so might as well. As long as you make it to the playoffs, I think at that point, then everything's fair game.
You right about that. Yeah, the surprise here for me this week was fucking Derrick Henry with 20 goddamn yards and a fumble.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Weird.
Browns defense is the truth.
I guess. Nothing really else to call out. Actually, I'll call out Mike Evans. Again, like Greg said, hasn't really shown up. That 1,000 yards going to be in jeopardy if he doesn't do it soon.
I'll say as a Bucs fan, this has been discussion I've seen on like forums and stuff. He's getting covered hard against Houston and Atlanta, which is why Igbuka was able to like not to discredit Igbuka's talent, but they're putting the number one corners on Mike. I think I agree that it's not looking great, but also there's the extra games over the past couple of years, so I think he'll make it back up. But I don't think I don't think it's like an age. Like watching him, I haven't seen like him slow down with age or anything like that. I just think it's been coverage and game plan.
Yeah, I think two things. He's still getting peppered with targets, so that's always nice.
Yeah.
I do think he's looked like he's lost a step, which is maybe why the coverage is working more than it used to. Which is maybe why he's relying on a lazy push-off on offensive pass interference.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that he kind of does the push-off.
He does. He's always been able to get away with that.
Yeah.
So I think that was a lazy one. I think he's like, fuck this, man.
It's not the first time he's done that. That's actually pretty characteristic of him. It's just sometimes it gets caught, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
I would call out on my team, I mean, kind of referencing the Chiefs-Eagles game, but Hurts only getting 10 points. That was a pretty big letdown.
Yep. All right, we can move on to Greg versus Dan. Greg coming in big with the 180. 180 on the nose there, too. So it's so satisfying when that happens.
God, it's good. And like the best part is that the player I traded for was one of the two players to really let me down.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean,
isn't that the way it always goes?
Feels good to, it was one of those games where the Dolphins looked a little better, but still very much like we're going to fucking try and shoehorn in our method. Doesn't matter if it's working or not. And then thank you to Dan Campbell for never taking your foot off the gas.
Dude, they played so angry, the Lions. Like, it was great watching them kind of show up and then also put their foot on their neck and continue to press down and say, yeah, we don't care, Caleb. Fuck you.
Yeah. What was it? The Ballers said something like, it must have been like the onside kick thing that fucking Green Bay tried to do that Dan Campbell was like, okay, well, then we're not going to fucking
Chicago, you mean?
Or yeah, sorry, Chicago. Where he's like, okay, well, then we're just not going to pull our foot off the gas. Fuck you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that was a little bit of a revenge game too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like
For
player
sure.
wise, but coach wise.
Coach, yeah.
Shout out Zach Ertz, number 2 tight end on the year so far.
The old man keeps going.
Come get him, boys.
I feel like it's weird at this point of the year. You guys kind of touched on it briefly last week, but like players haven't really like evened out. So you'll see like if you look at the top 10 rankings, you're like, why the fuck is that person on there? But then obviously they may have had some spike weeks or some bad weeks. And you haven't really got like a full like footing on like, okay, who's the established like.
Right. But like we kind of talked about, sometimes you just got to call your shot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you do. I'm just saying. You think Zach Ertz will still be the number 2 tight end in like 5 weeks?
Sure don't.
Jaden Daniels isn't hurt. Another player to shout out that, like, talking about losing a step. You know who looks like they've definitely lost a step? Alvin Kamara. Like, I feel like this year more than any, like, you can see he's trying, but it's just not quite the same.
I don't know if that's his fault or the Saints' fault.
Sure, but like even on like, first of all, shout out Spencer Rattler, looking very competent as a quarterback. That being said, like,
come get him,
like,
boys.
The little dump offs and stuff like that, like that used to be like Kamara's bread and butter on like being able to break off a huge run kind of thing. I just feel like it looks like he can't quite like get away as much as he used to. So I don't know, just something I noticed.
Yeah, I didn't catch too much of that game, so I'm only going off the points, but I'll have to keep a closer look next time.
It was interesting to see Dan's team come back down to earth. Sam Laporta, despite the Lions having a field day, felt like he wasn't involved at all. So that's always interesting. He does have Jordan Mason. Aaron Jones just got put on the IR. That was after I made the doc. So that's also an update. But yeah, so Jordan Mason should get a lot more work going forward. I don't know if it's good work, but he should get more work.
Mac Jones didn't seem to favor Ricky Pearsall very much.
I don't think Ricky Pearsall is very good, personally.
He had 6 targets this week.
I don't think he's very good. Maybe he gets there, but I just don't see it.
I mean, I feel like
people really like him though.
I feel like Dan's team just didn't have anyone. They all had like mediocre weeks. There was a couple people who had like bad weeks, but there's a couple players who are like, like 12 points from running back, not horrible, but he just didn't have anyone go off. He didn't have like an Amon Ra. He didn't have like an HN or anything like that. So,
yep. And that is the problem with Dan's team. I'm sorry you had to take that crap over, but we appreciate you're here.
We love you, Dan.
Love you, Dan. All right, next match. The most embarrassing team that we have ever seen, and almost doubled his points. That's insane. A $163 to 83. Ryan didn't crack 90. That's wild.
He's running Joe Milton as a starting quarterback.
Should I institute a minimum spend in the league? Like you can only have 4 first-round picks. You have a 5th round, you got to fucking spend it. Trade it to somebody.
He would hate that.
I would hate that. Yeah. Socialism. Share the love, Ryan.
He's got 3 goose eggs in the roster. Joe Milton, Samaje Perine, and Ray McCloud. All 0.
Okay, and then behind the scenes, because you all know that I send like 17 trades an hour. Yeah. So I sent a trade, couldn't even tell you what it was. I like the specifics, but for Hunter Henry, after Hunter Henry looked like a target hog week 1. Whatever it was, should have been enough for Ryan to be like, yeah, I don't need this 31-year-old tight end on my team anymore. I'll take whatever the fuck you're giving me. Maybe I'll make a counter, to see if I can inch a little bit closer to what I want. He was just straight up like, nah, I don't want that. Not interested. And now he scored him sub 2 points. Good, dude. Good for you, Ryan.
Trying to squeeze all the juice out of it.
He's all in on 2026, baby.
Feel like Ryan's at like Hobo at the park with like all the random shit. And you're like, hey, can I get no, that's mine, you can't have it.
Hey man, get off my broken hockey stick. That's mine. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ryan's
trash. No, that's my hockey stick.
Ryan's sitting on Ryan's just sitting on a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are definitely going to be worth something someday.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
He's got that Princess Diana beanie baby. Shout out to Adrian for putting together a good lineup this week, and wasn't a great week for you, but you played the right team, so good on you for that.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Speaking of another one that played the right team, Anthony's squeaking by with a $1.62 win to stay 2-0. Yeah, not looking great for your receivers over there, bud.
Anthony's me of this year, where I got a bunch of wins because I played all the right teams going week to week.
Yeah, I did look at that. I don't know if you remember. I'll send the league link out, but you guys remember the league legacy website that I sent out?
Yeah.
I was looking at that earlier because Coulter was saying something about like having bad luck. There wasn't like a bad luck rating, but they do have a lucky rating. And you are right, Greg. 2024 was the luckiest season that we've seen by one Kazan GB.
Ha baby. I didn't win though, so I wasn't that lucky.
Okay, but yeah, Anthony's team, wide receivers, struggling. Brock Bowers, because Geno Smith sucks, struggling. So it's, you got to have them turn around.
I feel like
see more.
You always want to give rookies more time, but there's a lot of hype between Travis Hunter, and him and BTJ are really struggling in a Jacksonville offense where Liam Cohen really went crazy with the Bucs.
Greg has a take here.
Oh,
I think is correct
about
the Jags.
But the Jags?
Yeah. Why are Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. struggling?
Because Trevor Lawrence is nothing more than Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, no,
Trevor Lawrence is a quarterback that will win you 8 games a season. He will keep you right at number 11 to 15 in the draft every year, but he's never going to win you a championship, and he's definitely not going to help you tank enough. So that's what he is, and he got paid like he's fucking Pat Mahomes. I don't know. It's silly.
5th highest paid quarterback? Something
because of the age that he came in, you know what I mean? Like if he had come in with Sam Darnold, he might have been the fucking highest paid quarterback at one point in history. But like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just stupid. He's not good.
Yeah.
He's not terrible, but he's not good enough. Baker's a way better quarterback than fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Well, especially the Baker take, but just even without that, I don't disagree with that. I actually saw a lot of analysts kind of say the same thing as far as that's part of the struggles with the Jags offense is Trevor Lawrence. And he came out as like supposed to be like the next Andrew Luck, and he's never even came close to like.
Maybe he should be and just retire early.
Blake Bortles was a more exciting quarterback than Trevor Lawrence.
Damn, remember that one season where Blake Bortles balled the fuck out and almost beat the Patriots in the playoffs? That was exciting. UCF shined bright for a minute.
Also, shout out another player that's struggling this year, Ashton Genty, so far.
He's a rookie.
I understand. And we just talked about wanting to give rookies more time and stuff. But like, man, talk about offensive lines. That fucking Raiders offensive line is so bad.
So bad.
Yeah. Oh, God, it sucks.
Maybe they should just try playing Max Crosby 2 ways and put him on the offensive line too.
Dude, yeah, have him run at the linebacker. You know what I mean? Like, guy, you don't need to go backwards. Just run at the linebacker.
Have him pick up Ashton Genty.
Every single play, Max Crosby designates himself as a possible like receiver downfield. And they just so that he can't, it doesn't matter how deep he goes, he just runs. He just John Farveroff from fucking the replacements.
Get me the ball. I'll get your ball.
But yeah, it's so so wild to me, like watching that game the other night. Gino was running for his life every play. Every play.
Yeah, but he was also throwing it to the other team every play.
Yeah, because he's running for his life. He doesn't have anywhere to go.
I don't know. What do you got? What's your take on the Tom Brady controversy?
I
don't care.
I love the name Shady Brady. Love that.
One.
But I don't know. I think it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like if the Raiders were winning games, then like maybe there would be something to discuss. But like looks up at scoreboard. No, I think it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I think too.
So what you're saying, Greg, is that it's okay to cheat as long as you lose?
If you're cheating badly, then I don't care.
So we don't care that you're cheating if you suck at it.
I mean, yeah, right?
If you're cheating,
you're good at the cheating.
If you're cheating and you're still getting like straight D's, the teacher's like, well, just let him have it.
Oh,
sorry to like go to change it a little bit, but the kind of like this is what it feels like. Did you guys see the thing where it was like maybe a week or two ago where the Tampa Bay Rays were playing against a team and it was such an empty game that the pitch comm was so loud on the catcher's head that the batter could hear every single pitch coming in. And you know what happened? He fucking struck out the side or something. So like, it's like that. It's like, you know what pitch is coming and you still can't fucking hit it, dog? What the fuck?
Yeah, that'd be like it. I feel like that happened in a sports movie. That's like some cocky shit where you're like, oh, I'm going to tell you exactly what play we're going to run.
Right. And that's Space Jam. It's Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Fastball outside. Exactly. Don't swing. And then he swings.
Yeah.
Change up. Swing. And then he misses it.
I feel like going back to the Brady take, anything with Brady obviously is clickbait, so people are going to be all over that. But I'm kind of like, how much insider information is he really getting to like pass on to the Raiders and be like, oh, like here's the secret details. Like
Greeny asked Jason McCourty this morning on Get Up that very question because he's also a broadcaster.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, I mean, you get insight into what they're doing, but there's not a coach in this league. It doesn't matter who they're talking to. They could be talking to their assistant coach. They're not going to tell them everything that they're about to do.
That's my thing. Yeah.
Also, I'd like to give credit to every fucking coach in this, a little more credit to every coach in this league, that they've probably considered the fact that Tom Brady is a partial owner in the Raiders.
Right.
So when they speak to him, they probably take that into consideration. I'm sure the coaches in this league are hyper aware of who they're speaking to about what.
All super paranoid. If they were normal human beings, they would be put into a psych ward for being ultra paranoid. Like the Beautiful Mind, where he thinks the CIA is at. That's every NFL coach. They're after my place.
I feel like even if Brady wasn't there, there's no way they're giving away important enough information.
Exactly.
Because it could just get leaked out or something. They could, they're just dropping them like some, we're going to try and win the game, and we're going to run the running back and throw to the wide receivers, and I'll have the tight end block a little bit. You're something a little crazy.
Yeah. Yep. All right, last couple matchups here. We've got Brian versus Rob. Brian's team came down to earth a little bit there, putting up a dud of a week. Daniel Jones. See this year,
Indiana Jones. Yeah, for sure.
If he keeps it up.
Yeah, for sure. What he'll do is he'll be fine for the first 6 weeks, and then he'll peter off and be a mediocre quarter for the back half of it. But then we'll all remember how good he was the first half and keep that in our heads. Yeah, he'll be Sam Darnold.
Is that what happened with Sam Darnold?
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, you sure about that?
I'll pull it up.
12. Nope. Week 11, 26, 25, 23, 44, 13, 27, 30. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Was good.
Then no, I don't think he's this year's Sam Darnold. I think that he, I don't know. I'm going to be wrong about this, but he's still Daniel Jones.
I don't know. Anthony once said he was just as good as Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But
Well,
sorry,
Anthony also
sorry,
did
dog.
trade Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. So Anthony doesn't know shit.
We got to get in there once every week.
Every week.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I do feel like, I mean,
How's Anthony Richardson doing there, Anthony?
well, that was the next thing I was going to bring up. I was like, is this just like a statement to say how bad Anthony Richardson is? Or Daniel Jones is like, yeah, let me see what I can do with this.
Right, because their offensive line is good. They have a great running back. They have a pretty decent receiving core now with Tyler Warren in there. With
Yeah,
Michael
for
Pittman,
sure.
Josh Downs is good. So, like, you got weapons and protection. Anthony Richardson, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Daniel Jones is like, yo, AR, did you know we got Michael Pittman? Isn't that crazy? That dude's incredible. Anthony
You should
Richardson
throw
like,
to him.
nah.
Nah, I'm tired, Doug.
I just feel like Daniel Jones was like, I'm pretty good, guys. I'm pretty good. And then like under the Giants, it was like, a massacre. And he's like, well, just let me go on a good team and see what I can do.
Yeah, for sure. It's very interesting. We'll see if he keeps it up. 2 injured quarterbacks in this matchup, JJ and Justin Fields. So that's exciting. JJ McCarthy kind of looks like ass.
He looked good in the second half of the Bears game.
He looked good in the fourth quarter of the Bears game.
He looked good in the fourth quarter of the Bears game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's first year playing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like actually like on the field.
Yeah.
I feel like
3 fumbles. He fumbled the ball 3 times and then threw 2 interceptions. Bitch, what?
I mean,
Listen, baby, if you ain't turning it over, you ain't trying hard enough. You know what I mean?
Is that what they say?
Yep.
Jameis Winston would throw like 3 interceptions a game, and
This is
he just
Many interceptions.
he
He would always have as many interceptions as he did touchdowns most of the time, right?
yeah.
talk about a 30-30 season in baseball. James is like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Every time Ryan and I would go to a Bucks game, I'd say, what's the over under that? There's an interception before we even get to our seats. And one time, I swear to God, it was like right after the national anthem, we sit down, like first play of the game, interception.
He's fantastic for fantasy football, though. Man's a gunslinger.
I'm just saying, I think
Fantastic for your team.
JJ's shown some flashes. I mean, obviously, injury aside, that'll affect things.
Yeah,
but,
the injury does.
I wouldn't get, I think he looks promising, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I stood over my words.
It's not even a rookie. Grow up.
Grow up. All right, last matchup was a fucking close one. Ended up being the matchup of the week here with Coulter taking over Corey here. Corey's starting
Look at Coulter getting some good luck.
Yeah. Squeaked it out there. Dak Prescott actually had his receivers catch the ball. Roma Dunze looks fucking great.
James Cook is great.
Baller. Zay Flowers too has had a much better start than I expected to the year.
Yeah,
he looks a lot more involved than I feel like he had in years past.
Yeah,
like, looks,
which is interesting.
Andrews.
Well, it's interesting because like the old adage, like I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, was wait 3 years on rookie wide receivers before you sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Third year breakout. That's what you're waiting for, is a 3rd year breakout. Then slowly the expectation came 2nd year breakout. And then now, because of Justin Jefferson, we all expect it to just hit. With Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., all these rookies hit. Ladd McConkey. So we expect it to happen really, really quickly. We have to remind ourselves that people like Zay Flowers are actually fucking really talented and might just take a couple seasons to get there. So this is on track. This is a 3rd year breakout that we might be seeing.
Yeah, but also, like you said, some of the coaches are fucking lunatics, and a lot of the expectations they put on rookies now, like,
oh yeah,
they just try and push them in way farther in. I mean, that's a whole nother side tangent with quarterbacks, but they're really screwed over a lot of quarterbacks, I think, by just throwing them in there instead of letting them sit and like learn the game.
Yep. For sure. So yeah, Zay Flowers is an interesting one to watch. Roma Dunze looks really good. Second year breakout, maybe seen there. Caleb seems to rely on him. We'll see how long Caleb lasts in the NFL. He needs to pick it up.
Jonnu Smith seems to have been a product of the Dolphins offense.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Steelers just really fucking sucked this week. I didn't watch too much of that game, but from what I saw on Get Up and Sports Center this morning or yesterday morning, Aaron Rodgers just got beat up all game. So I don't think that there was a lot of passing offense to go around there. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually keeps up.
Myles Garrett is good at football.
Sure is.
He scored 15 points this week.
Yep.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah,
And then last week he scored, and then he scored like 21 points last week or something like that.
He's a scary person.
I mean, he'll throw a helmet. He'll literally throw a helmet at you. Swing a helmet at you.
Swing a
Sorry.
helmet at you. Corey's team does look good, but is seemingly suffering from the problem that I had last year of A, running into bad luck, but B, not being able to put all the pieces together week after week. The defense didn't put up a lot of points for him this week. He had a kind of a dud game from Cam Ward after a good first week, right? Or did Cam Ward set first week too? Maybe I'm misremembering that. AJ Brown looks like not involved in the offense.
Cam Ward had a 1 point week.
Okay,
Cam
so
Ward
he looked like shit.
Yeah, he looked like shit.
Gotcha.
Shout out Hunter Renfro.
Yeah, shout out Hunter Renfro. That play that Cam Ward had, that's all over the fucking internet and Sports Center where he threw the ball across his body and 80 yards across the field. What a stupid fucking play. If that hadn't worked, like 99% of the time that it doesn't work, everybody would have been fucking clowning him. Like, dude, that's quarterback 101. Don't throw across your fucking body across the field. Are you an idiot? And everyone's like, oh my God, it was so impressive. No, it wasn't. It was a stupid football play. I'm off my soapbox now. Thank you.
I feel like going back to Corey's team, so he had texted me because he was like, oh, both championship teams are 0-2, which is just how it goes. But like, I was like, he just made two big trades, which I know we'll talk about later. Like, he did.
Now we can transition into that. That's next.
Well, I was just going to say he did what he needed to do. Like, the criticism of his team last week was, he needs help at running back. Picked up Saquon, had a great game. Picked up Javonte, had a great game. So it's not like he did anything wrong. Like I was surprised after that trade that he didn't win. And obviously it depends on who he played. But yeah, his wide receivers really let him down. Jamar went off, which he should. But Brown's been shit this year.
Obviously, he should have played Hunter Renfrow, Diami Brown, and Jalen Waddle over AJ Brown, Cortland Sutton, not Jamar Chase, though.
And Cam Ward.
Yeah, obviously. Duh, anybody would have known that, Corey.
That's why he's 0-2.
That's why he lost in the championship last year, bud.
That's right.
That's why we're sitting here with Bo being a 4-time champion, because we couldn't get the fucking job done at the end, man. We tripped, fell, finish line. I saw something earlier on Reddit, sorry, quick aside, where it's like that classic marathon or long distance race where somebody's coming up to the finish line, clearly smoked the competition, and then they start celebrating because they think that they've won and they stopped running. This person literally stopped to shake a couple of people's hands in the crowd. And then when he realized that the other person was coming up and running behind him, he stepped in front of him so he couldn't cross the finish line, which is super illegal in races. So he was disqualified. You idiot. Just run the race. You were 20 feet from finishing. You can go shake the hand later.
Yeah, why are you celebrating by shaking hands?
That's
weird.
You doing? It's wild.
He's trying to pull. There's that clip. I'm sure you guys have seen it with that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire winner where he's like, I'm going to use a lifeline. Yeah. And he's like, I'm just going to call to let you know I won. He was trying to do that.
Crazy. You want to know what's crazy? I watched that shit live. My parents loved that show. And we watched that live. We watched that happen.
Way to age yourself, old
I
man.
know.
Damn.
Every
That's
time that
crazy.
gets brought up on the internet, I'm like, man, I'm old because that's such an old video.
Yeah, that's real old. That's real old.
That was
Re-
before YouTube, man. That
think
was
like
like
Regis Philbin,
Survivor
right?
season 3. Like, what the hell? All right. Trade reviews, transaction reviews, technically, but I mean, waivers are kind of boring. So, trade reviews. I did not add those to the list. So, let's go look at the poll results, shall we? So, trade of the week ended up being my trade with Dan. I did not vote for that. I voted for
Boo!
his trade.
I
I
did.
assume Ryan voted. Coulter voted for the garbage trade with Ryan and Corey. What a clown. What a troll. That's why you didn't tie me, Greg. It's Coulter's fault. And whoever didn't vote,
Go vote.
go vote. Always vote. Well, to be fair, it's probably about the same amount of turnout that America gets, maybe a little bit more.
And look at the state America's in right now. Do you want this league to do the same thing?
Well, I am getting pretty close to being a dictator here, so maybe we'll get there. I'll start taking over the league safe information and just disappear. I won't do that, I promise, guys.
No, I voted.
Okay, so yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I voted for the Greg Corey trade.
Yeah, me too. I thought that was way more impactful to the league, right? That's Corey getting a top 5 running back, assuming health. That's a second place team getting an area of weakness taken care of. That's Greg kind of saying, hey, I'm doing a soft rebuild here, but don't forget about me. I'll be back. Because picking up a Drake London piece is great for your future build. So, like, I thought it was just more impactful than the trade that Dan and I made.
Maybe people just took that because I think there was a lot more commentary on that one. Like, I agree, the one with Greg Corey was more impactful, but a lot of people had a lot of things to say about the trade with you two. So I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe it's just because the value was so lopsided. Like, I'm really putting my chips in on Tyler Warren. So maybe that's why, like, people just are looking at the fact that they think Dan got a good trade.
I mean, I looked at it. I think you have to take into account the position of the purse. Like, you're basically, it's not like a 2-for-1. Like, Dan got 2 late first, and you got probably like, a mid to early first. And also, I think positional scarcity. Like, yeah, like Buka's going to be a stud for sure.
Yeah,
And Warren looks like he's going to be a stud too, but
Yeah.
Warren's going to be like a top 3 tight end, and anything out of like the top couple tight ends, it's like a total crapshoot versus wide receiver 1 through all the way, through like, let's say 15, 18. I don't know exactly where you draw the line, but they're all going to have relatively like close points. So I thought it was fair, in my opinion.
Yeah, basically, I told Dan because I was kind of hounding him for all of his tight ends. We had a conversation about it, and I just kept throwing offers out at him. We had a couple back and forths, and he kept rejecting them. So I tossed this one out there, and I said, look, last one, I'll overpay for him. I feel like this is the value that he'll be at like a year from now after we see him succeed this year. So I'm willing to pay that. Here's like a semblance of an original trade I sent you. And then here's also a Mecha Buka. So I think that piece, getting the wide receiver, which is my preference to build around, I think is what was attractive to Dan, was getting off a position that he didn't need, having Sam Laporta and TJ Hawkinson, onto a position of need and of value in a rebuild.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I think it makes sense on both sides.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I didn't think it was as crazy as everyone thought. But again, I think if you're just looking on paper and you say like, oh, 2 first and then 1 first, but if you take into account A, positional scarcity tight end, and B, where the first slide, I thought it was more even than everyone made it out to be.
I agree. But yeah, I voted for Greg and Corey's trade. Greg, you have any commentary on that one?
I mean, it's one of those things that I actually thought this trade would get done a week ago, like while we were recording, but we kind of backed off for the week. And then I think Corey kind of wanted to reassess. And then we went through and like with week 1, and he decided we wanted to go through with it. There was a couple different versions that worked on this trade, but we ended up kind of settling on what I think ended up being a pretty much the first one we came up with, honestly, or the second one. So yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I like that I get Drake London. I've already said it once. I'm a big fan of the Atlanta offense this year.
Mhm.
And I think Michael Penix looks, for it being his true rookie season, I know it's not his real rookie season, but for, from the time he gets to really like lead this offense from training camp on, like, I think he looks pretty solid. And I think that I think that Drake London, while he had a down week this week, is a really good piece for my team moving forward.
He was also hurt this week, so you got to kind of give him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you also don't. Go ahead, Bo.
I was just gonna say, I agree. London's a stud. Like he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, for sure. You also got Io Manor, right?
Yeah. So he's a player that obviously there was hype around him, right? But I kind of like week 1 happened and I was like, okay, cool.
Greg, stop eating. You're doing a podcast.
Sorry. I was like, okay, cool. He looks to be involved. He looks like Cam Ward likes him. So cool. And then like, with what Westbrook Akine did last year, I know different quarterback and all that, but like just the potential for like a pretty decent rookie season. And then I also went and did like a few little deep dives on some highlight tape and stuff. Not that I fucking know what I'm looking at, so I'm not pretending I'm an expert there, but the ESPN did like a fucking 60 or 30 for 30 on
All
him.
I can imagine Greg, is like a kid or my ass fucking looking at under the hood of a car being like, yep, it's an engine. Like watching tape is like, yeah, he ran a route and then caught the ball. That was good.
I'm watching highlights, so like of course they all look good.
all look great.
This guy's a stud.
This guy can't do anything wrong.
But I don't know. Also, like ESPN did a whole story on him and stuff, and like it's just one of those things that he seems like a great person, and I don't know. I'm excited for him. I think that he has a pretty exciting future.
Yeah, he looks great so far.
So I'm gonna make two very quick points with that. One, if we want to raise money for a draft, you guys missed out on a great advertising opportunity there. Snack's so good, I can't even stop during a podcast. B, very quick story with Io Manor. So during the draft, Corey texted me, was like, hey, I want your pick. And then Ryan also texted me and said, hey, I want your pick. And so I was like, hey, listen, there's someone else who wants this pick. Like, I had them kind of going back and forth, right? And it was like a 4th or 5th round pick. It wasn't anything crazy. So I was like, oh, you add like a 5th to that and this and that. And then Corey's finally like, Ryan basically was like, no, I'm done. And then Corey got the pick. And then afterwards, I texted both of them and said, you two were the ones bidding against each other. And Corey was like, oh, I thought you were totally fucking with me and you're just trying to get me to pay up more. I was like, no, like, I'm being serious with you. Like, I was like, I'm not trying. Like, at that point, I was like, it's a 4th round. Like, I'm not trying to like trade rape you or anything. I'm just honestly letting you know there's someone else who wants this. So if there's something else you want to add, let me know. But I just thought it was very funny. And then afterwards, like 3 people on the chat jumped in. Oh, I really wanted him. Oh, I really wanted him. And I'm like, well, you guys should have thought it out a little bit more. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I got him.
You got him. That's right.
Got him.
Also, shout out Cam Scatabo for getting your week 1 touchdown. The guy that I jumped back into the draft to go get.
Hell yeah. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We kind of already talked about the weekly awards, so we'll kind of touch on the other two when we get back and jump into the preview for next week. Welcome back in. Thanks for letting us take that quick break. Like you said, we'll jump into the weekly awards sans the transaction because we already talked about that. So we'll jump into the GM of the week and the start of the week. So taking a look at the polls here, GM of the week, we voted for, where is that one?
It's at the bottom. I don't have it pulled up. It's not loading for me right now.
It is. Greg with 2 whole votes, getting that W this week. 5 people voted in this poll. Shame on all of you. What is this? A local
Shout out to your boy. Shout out to your boy. Me.
Shout out to GB. Yeah. Anything to call out there? Who'd you guys vote for?
Myself.
You can't vote for yourself. That's not fair. I voted for myself too.
Yeah. We're going to have to nix that and call it a four-way tie. Can't vote for yourself. So against the rules. No, I voted for, it was between Greg and Coulter. I did vote for Coulter, but just because I think that he had like such bad luck last year, and I feel like his team's doing a lot better. And to beat Corey, who also has a really good team, I just thought he did a great job. But Greg was a close second.
Yeah,
just with the moves he made.
Coulter.
I guess.
Yes.
Greg's like, I didn't even cross my mind.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't think
Just
about
kidding.
voting. I didn't think about anybody else.
I made a big move, okay? That was a big deal.
Okay, start of the week. By a landslide for some reason, Jared Goff. I'm going to guess. Yeah, I had a lot of points, but like, I'm not going to start Matt Stafford over him after 1 week.
Yeah. But like, what did Matt Stafford end up with?
I mean, he's had good games. Like, I'm not upset with having Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
this week.
Okay, what did he finish with week 1?
14.
What did Jared Goff finish with?
Like 7.
Yeah, see, I would have at least considered the switch to Matt
12.
Stafford.
Goff finished with 12.
Yeah, but maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. Usually with these, I do try and look at the rosters and see, like, again, like, not just who had the most points, but like, was it a position of necessity? Like, if you have a QB who goes off, but you're like, oh, this is your only QB to start. Well, yeah, no shit, you're going to start him. But I was busy at work and I didn't. So I just went off memory.
So this is a local election. We have no clue. Vote down party lines.
I mean,
vote down the ticket.
I'm pretty sure Mark was trying to bribe me to vote for him. So just
I was doing what now?
Election. You're bribing me to vote for you.
I didn't vote for me.
No.
I voted for Coulter.
No, you weren't. But if it was a local election,
I'm the commissioner. I rig the elections.
You're the dictator. Yeah, exactly. So
I don't even know why you guys vote. If I say coast, I'm just gonna do it anyways. What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Beat you in the
playoffs? Hit me?
playoffs.
Again, I'm joking. God, get a personality. Jeez. Okay. Anything else to mention there? You two?
Nah. I think we covered it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the weekly preview. Let's jump into the weekly pick'em. So I'm gonna go on our phones because Sleeper's dumb and doesn't let you do shit on the website.
Yep.
Yep. I just had rebooted my phone, so I'm pulling it back up now. My apologies.
Apology not accepted.
Okay.
Get together, Greg.
I know.
Greg, I'm a little disappointed. I feel like it was going to be a weekly tradition that you mispronounced a name, and you haven't done that this week, and it makes me really sad.
You know what's really funny is that Jared Allen got honored at the fucking Vikings game. So I was like, look, he's right there.
Look, it actually is Jared Allen.
It's the one I say all the time.
He's there. He's on the field. Yeah, I think that the running gag should be you don't know the spreads and you mispronounce
get everything wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a little, Abbott and Costello thing going on.
All right.
Gonna be
the Buffalo Buffaloes is the first game here.
Yep. All right, the first game is Miami at Buffalo. Miami is receiving the points. They get 10.5. I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. I'm still going with the Bills. Miami just lost the Patriots. That's not a good look.
Yeah, I will say that they did look better, but yeah, there's no way that the Bills don't win by 2 touchdowns, personally.
Did they look better?
Yeah, they look better.
They had 13 penalties, Greg.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, on paper, you'd be like, oh, yeah, they looked a lot better because it's a lot more points, but it was more of a futility thing. It's like when you're like dying and you're like fighting back, it's just like, oh, a lot more active.
Well,
Oh.
I think because obviously Greg and I were watching that game pretty closely.
Yeah.
I think both teams are just bad. And both teams were like, no. I'm going to fuck up to lose this game. And then the other team was like, no, after me, after you. No, I'm going to fuck up now. It was just interception, fumble,
Yeah.
special teams shit happened. Like
return after return,
punt,
back-to-back
and the
returns.
next play was a return kick for a touchdown. Like 20 penalties in the game. Like it was bonkers. We were like, both of us at separate points were like, the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
This game is stupid.
When that game kept popping up on Red Zone, all I could think was like, man, Mark and Greg right now, it must be a vibe in that house. Good Lord.
I think both of us really just are aware that our teams are just not good.
Yeah, that's okay. I've been a Bucks fan for a long time. I know the feeling. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick the Bills here. Shocker.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Next one is Atlanta at Carolina. Carolina's receiving the points. They get 4.5. Yeah, Carolina's looked real bad this year. So I think that Atlanta being 1-1, I think they walk away with this 2-1 and they do it by a touchdown.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of hype. There was a lot of hype, obviously, over Bryce Young, and he had a lot of steam at the end of the season. I wouldn't say I bought completely in the train, but I did think he was going to rebound. But that whole offense looks bad. And Atlanta looks good. Atlanta looks really good.
Yeah.
So
on both sides of the ball, too.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think as a Bucks fan, obviously, in the South, Atlanta's the team that I would, I'm concerned
South
about. The deep South. Saints are shit. Panthers are shit, so I don't have to worry about either of those. So it's Bucks and the Falcons for the division.
Oh, you taking Falcons with the points? Is that what you said, Bo?
Oh, sorry. Yes, the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons.
Cool. Okay, the next one is Green Bay at Cleveland. Cleveland are receiving 9.5 points here. I think that this to me feels like one of those like fucking prove it games. I know that they're like Green Bay's defenses looked incredible the first 2 weeks. So to me, this means that Green Bay's defense should be dominant this game. And I think that 9.5 points is not enough. If like, I don't know, like if is what I'm saying make sense to anybody else?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. You feel like the way Green Bay's been playing that there should be a way bigger point spread.
Yeah, this is a competition.
So,
yeah, I'm going to pick Green Bay on this one because I don't know. I mean, I'm going to believe until they prove me wrong. They look really good.
Are they playing? Where are they playing? At Cleveland?
Yeah,
in Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland.
Yeah. So I think that's why.
That gave me some pause.
Yeah, I think that's why, because obviously, as shit of a team as the Browns are, the defense has been pretty good, obviously. So I think that's probably explains why the point spread's a little closer, but I also picked Green Bay.
It's going to be 79 and partly cloudy on Sunday in Cleveland.
I just think Green Bay's been playing really good, and even with a good Browns defense, their offense doesn't really have much going on. So, and the Green Bay's been good on both sides of the ball. So I think they take it with 0-10.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Houston at Jacksonville. The point spread here is 1.5, and Houston's getting the points here. Give me Houston with the points all fucking day.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I hesitated here because Trevor Lawrence seems to have like a couple games off, a couple games on, and he's looked pretty bad. So I expect him to bounce back here and regress back to the mean, or progress back to the mean, I guess. However, I also don't think Houston allows themselves to go 0-3 because then their season is over.
And they also just like, they couldn't get a fucking run game
Their
started
offensive line is worse than Cincinnati's.
Yeah, but they still looked like they could do something
for a couple quarters, and then they stopped doing things.
Yeah, that's all you got to do against Jacksonville. I guess Jacksonville did just fucking.
They looked better than Cincinnati.
I was going to say
they lost, but they look better than them.
Yeah, I mean,
so I think it's going to be closer than you're thinking.
Maybe.
I think it'll be closer too, but I think since Houston, well, kind of like you said, Mark, Houston just went 0-2. Obviously, I just watched the whole Houston game because they played the Bucs last week, and it was a tight game. I mean, their offense needs a lot of help. Although I will say, Woody Marks seems like it doesn't show it on the point spread, but he looked pretty good. Obviously, especially as a passing game, but he caught some good passes there. So I think they start using him a little bit more along with Chubb. But overall, I think they keep it close, but I think they're able to cover. So I picked Houston, but I do think it'll be close.
Houston just has to keep it within one. So if you think they're going to win, then
yeah, it's basically pick who you think is going to win at 1.5 points.
Okay. Next game is Cincinnati at Minnesota. Cincinnati is getting 4.5 points. This is a tricky dick, I think, of a game.
Does Richard have anything to do with this?
Tricky Richard.
You don't have to make your pick. Bo's
I was going to say,
I'll make his pick.
I'll let you guys go.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'll make my pick. So I took the Vikings here. Here's my thought. Jake Browning came in. He had a decent game, right? Feel like a lot of times that happens when it's like an injury and a player comes in. They don't have tape. They don't have time to prepare for them. They're going to have that this week. They're going to know that Burrow's out. They're going to plan around Browning. And Cincinnati's defense is such trash. And yeah, I understand that JJ is probably going to be out, but they've still got
it's confirmed he's out.
Okay, that he's definitely going to be out, but I still think Minnesota has enough weapons around them to take that. So,
who's their backup?
That's a good question.
Isn't it Ty God? No, Carson Wentz.
I was going to say Ty God's in New York.
Yes, you're right. It's Carson Wentz. So
who's more competent, Carson Wentz or Jake Browning? Because I would argue that both teams have good weapons on offense. You're very right that Minnesota has a much better defense. I would argue Jake Browning is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true, but they're playing at Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
you're taking
advantage. I'm taking Minnesota. Yeah.
You think Minnesota can cover? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're necessarily wrong. It's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough game.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying like I'm going and betting like money on it outside of, the pick 'em, but
well, no, you have to. That's the point of being on the podcast and picking. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you have to go place $10 bets on all these games.
$10 bets on every game. Damn. Who do you think I am, Alex? Shit. I don't have that kind of money.
No shit.
You're right.
Who does that shit too? Apparently Dan's a gambling addict as well.
I mean, I do what those things that you're posting, Mark. That's what I do. I do like $1 or $2 bets. Once in a while,
$5.
I'll place a $5, but like, I'm not going any bigger than that.
Marcos, you want to place any bets? And I'm always like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I placed a bunch of season-long bets this month to just kind of get them in there before the season really took off. So I'm just being really strict with myself and not putting more money in the app until next month so that I don't continue to burn money alive, and waste it on gambling that I don't understand.
I mean,
I appreciate that.
sometimes, usually I'll run a parlay, but sometimes I'll just do like literally a dollar bet on
Yeah.
Bucks to cover, Bucks to win. And if I win 72 cents that week, you know what? That's 72 cents on top of the victory.
So usually what I do is a small parlay in that instance just to get a slight boost. But like I'll do something that's real obvious. Like I'll do like not a great example, but last week I would have done Cincinnati wins and covers the spread. And Joe Burrow throws a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to get my odds boosted just ever so slightly with something that I'm 90% sure is going to happen.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. All right. What's our next game?
Okay, the next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the New England Patriots. The spread here is 1.5, so basically a head like a coin flip. I think this is an interesting game to me, legitimately. I think this is a little bit of Drake May coming out party. I know that he already has looked good, whatever, but with him going against Aaron Rodgers,
Week one, he looks mediocre.
But I mean, like, just generally speaking, like, people know Drake Mace to be like an exciting young like player.
Gotcha.
So like, I think that I'm one of those people that might believe that maybe Pittsburgh's defense doesn't look that great right now. And I think Drake May is able to capitalize on that. I think you guys win this game.
Hope so. We better.
Yeah, I think this is a close one, personally, but I
Also fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You never need to apologize for Aaron Rodgers. That's a gimme. But I picked New England here as well. They're playing at home. And yeah, I mean, I just think they bounce back after that spectacle with the Dolphins. So I'm taking New England.
Yeah, Vrabel better be tearing everybody a new one. We cannot have 10 plus penalties a fucking week. You're not going to do shit in this league if you can't be disciplined. So
were we like midpoint fourth quarter? We were midpoint fourth quarter, and it was like 26 total penalties in that game.
It was fucking crazy. So yeah, need to be more disciplined than that. Doesn't really matter how good your talent is, which our talent isn't that good. So, you got to be crisp and clean.
That
said, I'm also taking the Patriots.
NFL's going to get on them because all those penalties, that's less commercial time. That's less ad time. It's all about the money. So
about the money.
Like, get your shit together.
Shit together, bruh.
Who you taking, Bo?
Oh, Patriots.
Nice. Okay. All right. The next game is the LA Rams at Philly. The spread here is 3.5, and those points go to the Rams.
This is a 2-0 versus 2-0 team, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I picked the Rams here. Maybe they don't win the game, but I think they can keep it to within a field goal. I don't know. I think that Puka looks incredible, and I think that like
Puka.
I don't know.
Puka.
Matthew Stafford's good enough to get the ball to where it needs to be, even against a defense like.
Don't disrespect Matthew Stafford.
He's just old and he can't do what he used to do. That's what I'm acknowledging.
You bite your tongue.
He's like 30.
You bite your tongue, madam.
He's like 30,000 years old at this point in football years.
Mm-hmm. No, Aaron Rodgers is.
He's as old as, yeah, you're right. Aaron Rodgers is like fucking.
How old is
What?
He's only a year older than you.
That's what I was just going to say. How old is Matt Stafford? When you say he's old and he can't do stuff that you say he's old and he can't do stuff he used to do. I'm like, yeah, that's me, bro.
Same.
Get in line.
That's me.
Speaking from personal experience.
You want to talk about back problems? Dude.
All the time.
Preparing a kid.
Luckily, we have a beautiful, wonderful close friend that is a massage therapist, and she's perfect at her job. So,
shout out Anthony's wife's hands.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Heyo.
Yeah, I'm making it weird.
I think that's weird. She's a massage therapist. Why'd you make it weird? Now
It
you're
is.
making it weird.
So
You weirdo.
yeah, so I don't know, like Philly's also just been an interesting team, right? Because like they played the Cowboys week 1 and it was really fucking close. And then they played Kansas City last week and like really close. So like I just feel like this is going to continue. I think that'll be a close game and I think the Rams at least keep it within 3.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's my same logic as well. I know it's in Philly, but the Rams will look good. Philly hasn't looked bad, but their past 2 games, they've just like barely squeaked by.
They're at
So
home though.
Yeah, and as long as a battery doesn't hit Matt Stafford in the eye, I think they'll be all right.
Wear a visor, Matt.
yeah, I'm not saying that they're gonna lose. I just think that the Rams can cover.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm also really curious how the passing game is on here because again, AJ Brown hasn't been really involved, and that's weird. And then
Yeah, because they do the tush push like every 2 or 3 plays.
It's fucking crazy. The play is so stupid. I understand it works, and I'm not mad that it works. It's just a boring, dumb play.
I mean, as a Hurts owner, I love it, but as a football watcher, it's like I saw something online where it was like, oh, like there's like 10 different penalties being happening every time that the tush push goes
Yeah.
on. They just let it happen.
Yep. The entire offensive line is not lined up correctly.
Oh yeah, they're like it's like a triangle. They're like
They're
all over the
fucking
place.
forming a
Yeah.
fucking flying V like they're the fucking
Right.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
They don't have enough people on the line of scrimmage.
Shovel block your way into the defensive line. That's cheating.
Yeah, and they all fucking chop block them. They all chop block them.
Yeah.
They all just dive at their knees.
Yeah, it's
Well,
crazy.
apparently you can.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you can
it's
do it.
illegal.
Apparently you
Okay,
can.
next game is the Jets at the Bucks. The spread is 7.5, and obviously the Jets are the ones receiving the points here. Yeah, give me the Bucks. I think you guys are gonna fucking booty spank them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Bucks fan, so definitely going to go with the Bucks on this one. But the past 2 games with the Bucks have been close. I'd like to point out that Wirfs, our left tackle, has been out, and he's going to be out another 2 weeks. Gedeke, who they had at right tackle, got injured, so he's going to be out. So I think a lot of our issues have been with the O-line just being swapped around. Graham Barton, our center, they put in left tackle last week and the week before. So we've got O-linemen like all over the place. But with that being said, Baker Mayfield is just like killing it. He is making things happen. I love it, and I'm gonna pick the Bucks here as well. At a home game.
I know that this nickname has already been granted to somebody else, but nicknames are recycled all the time. I'm officially petitioning for him to be called the Honey Badger because he really don't give a fuck. I thought he died on that one play where he got
He got up and then he started like,
and he was like laying there, and I was like, oh shit, he's hurt. And then he just like popped up and was like, "What's up, bitch? Yeah, I was pretending. Okay, that hit didn't fucking phase me, bitch."
My heart
What the fuck,
dropped.
Baker?
Yeah, my heart dropped on that play because I saw him grab his leg and he was curled up, and I was like, "Shit, he's hurt. Fuck!" And then he gets up and he's like, "What the fuck you want to play with?"
Yeah.
now?" Like,
But then it was so funny because like they showed him after that drive go back to the bench, and he was like, "Fuck, dude." Like his face was somebody that was like, "I'm tired, man."
There's a clip of him walking like after the game, like from down the tunnel, like after all his pads are off, and he was just like hobbling down.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
Yeah.
dude took so many hits, but
Take an ice bath.
he's a competitor for sure.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
him
happy
so
for
much.
him. Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate the Bucks, but I'm happy for him.
it's fair.
Okay, next game is the Colts at Tennessee. Tennessee receives 3.5 here.
Real quick, are the dogs inside?
Yeah.
Okay, is the door closed?
I have the door
Okay,
closed.
just making sure. We're getting
Yeah,
a
we're right
storm,
in.
so I'm just making sure our dogs aren't like sitting outside crying at the doors trying to get back in.
You heard it
Sure.
here first. Mark and Greg hate animals, and they'll leave their dogs outside in the rain.
We would never.
Excuse yourself.
Funny story. We thought our cat was outside one time in a snowstorm because we thought she snuck out. We legitimately looked around the neighborhood for like 45 minutes to an hour, and she was just under a blanket in our bed.
That's adult cat move.
Yep. Despite the fact that we like smacked the bed and like moved the blankets.
Yeah.
Didn't phase her, didn't make a sound, didn't move, nothing.
I literally like punched the bed, and I like basically, because I was frustrated, and I was like hitting every lump and literally just meow. Yeah. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a total.
So yeah, so Indy at Tennessee, the spread here is 3.5. Tennessee is getting the points. Yeah, while I discredited Daniel Jones being able to do exactly what he's been doing all season, he absolutely is just going to continue to do it this week. I think it's an easy win for Indy.
Yeah, 100%. They've been on fire. If they're going up like against a stout team, then I think it'd be a little different, but they're going up against Tennessee. So I've got the Colts as well.
Greg, is that guy still making all of his videos week after week?
Sure is.
Okay, you got to send me those every week because I'm not going to see them otherwise.
Okay. This is our Colts. This is our team.
Hope they win the Super Bowl so that we can see what that video looks like.
We bleed.
Different video every week.
Yeah, have you not seen this guy?
I think I've seen one. I didn't realize they were. I thought it was the same video. I didn't realize it.
No,
they've got to do a compilation, week 1 through all the way to the playoffs. Oh,
most of the words are the same, but he changes like one little line every time, depending on who they're playing every week.
That's pretty good.
He always finishes it up with a neigh, right?
Oh my god.
It's so funny.
Like I have to check it out.
I love him so much.
It's adorable. He loves that team.
You guys got to post it on the Discord.
Okay. I will. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, is there much to talk about in this game? Like,
Jonathan Taylor's looked like a fucking beast all season so far. Kind of expected that coming into the year.
Michael Pittman's look great because Daniel Jones's look great.
Yeah, Tyler Warren's looking like a target hog, which is great.
Yep, not in the end zone, but
not in the end zone yet, but that's okay. I don't give a shit. If I can get 10 points from a tight end, that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, say he's the guy that gets you down the field for sure.
Yep.
I expected less out of Pittman and more out of Downs this year, and obviously it's only been 2 weeks, but yeah, I mean, different QB I think totally changes everything around.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was expecting good things from Josh Downs. I have him in a couple of leagues. Because I went and got him because I thought Pittman was a little bit overrated. I have changed my tune, and I think Pittman is perfectly rated. And we'll just see what they continue to do. I do think Daniel Jones is one of those that's going to struggle against good defense, like we saw with Denver's. He still balled out, but definitely wasn't as smooth of a game. But this week we've got Tennessee. Then in a couple weeks we got Vegas. So I think they'll continue to do just fine, and I think Pittman will continue to get 5 to 10 targets a game.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, next game is Vegas at Washington. The spread is 3.5, and those points go to Vegas. I think that right now my pick is going to be Washington to cover, but I think depending on what happens with Jaden Daniels, that could definitely change. I imagine this line might change at some point too. Just a heads up, everybody.
I don't think it matters.
You don't think it matters as in...
If Jaden plays or not, I think they're good enough to beat Vegas with Marcus Mariota, right? That's who they've got.
Looking at
check me on that. Yeah, Marcus Mariota. So I think Marcus Mariota is competent. He plays the same style as Jaden Daniels. Obviously not as good, but I think he's just as competent as Geno Smith has looked.
I mean, I think Geno Smith's looked good. I think Geno Smith is trying to play play quarterback when he's got
exceptions, and it should have been 4.
Geno Smith is playing with a fucking picket fence, missing some of the
So
pickets.
that's what I was going to ask. I didn't watch that game too close. Do you feel like he threw because he just ran out of time? He was trying to make a play.
Yes and no. So
he's making throws he shouldn't be making, to Mark's point, when he's being pressured.
Yes.
But it's every play, and I imagine he's probably frankly just frustrated and trying to get the ball downfield.
Okay, gotcha.
When he's doing so, he is not being accurate. He's overthrowing, which is why he threw 3 interceptions.
He overthrew Jacoby Myers on a pretty big play towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I didn't watch week 1 very closely with Geno Smith. I tried not to watch that game as much as I possible. No, I'm just kidding. He looked great in week 1, but I think the Patriots are a bad team. So another person that's just going to like take advantage of the bad teams, but if he comes up against a good team, which I think Washington is, he's going to struggle.
I mean, I think that if Jaden Daniels plays, definitely I'd give it to Washington. If he's out, I still have Washington. I still pick Washington here. I don't know. I guess I don't feel as good about it, but I think with the Raiders' O-line problems, I feel like I shouldn't second guess as much as I'm thinking right now. So yeah, Washington either way.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Mark. I think that Marcus Mariota is a very competent backup quarterback. So,
and he was there all last year too, right?
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, so he knows the offense as well.
Yeah, he's actually like a low key. Apparently, like a lot of quarterbacks said, he's actually a really intelligent guy. He just doesn't have the leadership quality needed, the confidence needed to be a leader in an NFL team. So, yeah, okay. So the next game is Denver at the Chargers. The spread here is 2.5 going to Denver. I think that Bo Nix has had kind of a questionable start to the season so far, unfortunately. I think he ends up being okay by the end of the year, but I think I take...
He threw 3 touchdowns against Indy this past week.
No, you're right, but I feel like it's... Yeah, I don't know. I still think, though, that I think the Chargers are a slightly better team, and I think that they can win by a field goal. So
I think the Chargers are a lot better team than the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver
Broncos
are overrated.
Okay, so you think who has a better defense?
The Broncos.
Okay, and you
but
think
not
so?
By
you
much.
think so? You think that
Khalil got hurt?
Yeah, that injury was so fucking.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did you see that, Bo? Khalil Mack getting hurt?
Yeah, that was
nasty.
Yeah, that always sucks, especially when it's like that bad. But also, just you know, you never want players to get hurt, but especially like really big playmakers are good.
Yeah,
players.
exactly.
It's just bad. It's bad for the game. So yeah, that sucked. I did see that.
But yeah, I think the Chargers' offense is significantly better than Denver Broncos. I have personally not ever bought into Bo Nix. I sold Bo Nix everywhere I could last season. I have been calling for a step back from him. I think he's good, but not as great as everybody was expecting him to come out. Last year was an anomaly to me in his career. He played a lot of college ball that was a lot of mediocrity.
I mean, I think it'll be a close game, but I do think that the Chargers are like an overall better team, plus they're playing at home. So as far as the picks go, I picked the Chargers. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of interested to see how Denver plays because I feel like at this point in the season, it could go either way. I'm not sure if I've like put my stamp on them as far as being like a good team or not, but I think it'll be close.
So do we think that the Chiefs are a good or a bad team this year?
I don't. I think that
a question. From
I think the Chiefs are. You said, are the Chiefs a good team or not? Is that what you said?
Are they a good team or a bad team?
In the grand scheme of things, I think they end up being a bad team this season.
I think
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Greg. No, I was just gonna say, I think if they had, because they've got Worthy and Rice out, so with them there, I think they're a good team. I think currently they're struggling, and I feel like the point you're going to is going to be to the bet we made of the division winners and the Chargers versus the Chiefs, but maybe that's
Oh,
not
no, I wasn't. I did vote for the Chargers.
Yes, I remember.
I'm a Chargers believer. I just think that the Chiefs are still a good team, and we did have Xavier Worthy during that game for a little bit, anyways.
Who am I
They
thinking
showed-
of then? Who? There was Rice, and then who else? There's someone else that's either out or suspended, right?
Well, Xavier got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Xavier
and
Worthy
Travis
got hurt
Kelce.
because Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Okay,
And that was in the third quarter, I think, of that game.
that was the
And then
first
he
game.
was out.
That was the first
Yeah.
game of the season.
Yeah.
But he played last
And then he
week.
was out this week.
Okay, I totally.
No, he was out. Yeah,
He was out this past
Yeah.
week.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, that's what I'm saying. So I think with Rice and Worthy out, it's making them look worse than what they really are. But I think
Agreed.
with them back in, yeah. So I think with them back in, then they go back to looking like the Chiefs of last year, like a Super Bowl
Yeah.
contending team.
So then my point basically is I think that the Chiefs are a good team. Chargers showed that they could win a tough game. I know it was a home game, but it was a road game. That was probably a road game because there are going to be more global Chiefs fans than there are Chargers fans.
Mhm.
So it probably was an even playing field. They showed that they could play tough on the road. Then they showed that they could manhandle a bad team in the Raiders. So I just think they're a very well coached team. So I just think that all around, they're going to be able to beat the Broncos by at least a touchdown.
Yeah. So we're all picking the Chargers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay. The next game is the New Orleans Saints at the Seattle Seahawks. The Saints are receiving 7.5 points on this game. I think the Saints cover this.
Really? Oh, I had the Seahawks easy.
Yeah, me too. Tell me more, Greg.
I don't believe in the Saints at all. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more, Greg.
Hold on. Give me one. I'm
Okay.
looking something
Then I
up.
will speak for a second. Yeah, I think Rattlers look good, but yeah, I don't believe in the Saints at all. I think they're going to be lucky to win a game this year.
I think the Seahawks defense too looked good.
Yeah. And Sam Darnold has looked competent.
I just think that
JSN looks like him.
yeah, Jason looks like him. Obviously, they can get one running back going every week. You don't know which
He's
one,
one of
but
Yeah, flip a
But-
coin.
so currently the Seahawks are the number 10 defense ranked according to ESPN.
Mhm.
The New Orleans Saints kept it to within 5 points with the 49ers, and the Saints kept it to within a touchdown with the Cardinals. I think that the Saints have a not a good defense, but they are currently ranked. Where are they? They're towards the bottom for sure. Oh no, they're not even the top 20.
I
But
was going to say they're
they-
giving up 20 points a week.
you're right. But I think that they are a scrappy enough team, and I think that Seattle is decent, but I don't know. I feel like New Orleans can keep it to within a touchdown. I think they're going to keep it. They probably still lose the game, but I think that New Orleans can at least keep it close. I think New Orleans is a slightly underrated team this season, personally.
Yeah, I'll water bet that one. I give them 2
Okay.
wins at most.
2 wins?
2 wins.
I'd have to look, but yeah, okay.
Go ahead. Give you a second.
I'll take 3. I feel like that's how your last 3 water bets have gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take 3 wins. That's fine.
So you'll take the over on 2.
Yeah, I'll take the over on 2.
Okay, that should have been an easy call here for you, Greg, if they're an underrated team. Underrated.
making sure.
It's more than 2 wins.
Yeah, I think they do it. I think that this is a stupid call. I'm sure this is going to be the one I call out next week where I'm the only one that picked it. But hey, I'm calling a shot.
Their only chance to get to 3 is if they beat the Patriots.
They'll
steal a game from Carolina. They'll split that series.
Right.
They'll probably beat Tennessee unless Cam Ward turns it up, because that is towards the end of the season.
Right.
And that's
then
it.
they also play the Panthers twice.
Yeah, so
you think they'll
split?
I think that they win both of those. I think they win against the Titans. And depending on what the Jets do, there's a potential that they could steal a win off the Jets.
No, Jets are much better defense and offense.
We'll see. They could also beat the Dolphins.
No.
Yeah, I disagree.
No.
I think
are really bad.
I think the Jets beat them. I think the Dolphins beat them. I think the Seahawks beat them.
Need I remind you, Greg, you are the one pounding the drum that Alvin Kamara has done. So who's going to take the reins at running back?
I didn't say pounding the drum. I just said that he looks like he's taking a step back.
Just a lot. He's going to get knocked out at some point in time. He's not even very good anyways.
Anyway, the next game is the Cowboys at the Bears. The spread here is 1.5, so it's just a pick'em game.
Disrespect.
I was going to say, that seems kind of wild to me.
I mean, I feel like defense is real bad.
Yeah, they definitely have a giant hole in the middle of that defense. But I still think I fucking picked Dallas to win this game. Yeah. They just look like a better team offensively.
Yeah, Dallas has been really good this year. I think Dak got a lot of disrespect last year, and people were like, oh, he's washed, but he's looked really good. I picked Dallas easy here. Chicago.
The one hesitation I have is apparently their center is out. And that's not great. No, though. He's like a really good center, and apparently he's out for the next few weeks.
So yeah, but I mean, do you feel like that hurts them enough to help Chicago enough to beat them? No, because
Chicago will find a way to lose.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, again, it's not like Dallas has been like struggling. Like they've been playing really well, and Chicago hasn't. So I think I think it's easy. I think Dallas here for sure.
Yep.
I mean, it's only what
Chicago has scored at least 21 points both games so far. And like last week, they weren't in garbage time.
Doesn't count. Last week was garbage time.
No, they got one in the first quarter, the second quarter, and then they didn't get one until the fourth quarter.
What was the score after the first quarter?
The score after the first quarter was 14-7.
And then the second quarter?
28-14.
Okay. And then the third quarter?
38-14.
So the Lions didn't score in the third quarter either?
They did. I said 38-14.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so they were absolutely in garbage time.
So
yeah, when they scored their last one, but they still scored 21 points, and then they scored 24 points against Minnesota week 1.
This is off Google AI, so stats might be a little off, but Caleb Williams' current QBR is 57.5.
Not great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picking Dallas. I'm just saying that I think that Chicago's going to score 21 points and Dallas will score 24 points because their kicker will kick a 77-yard fucking field goal or something.
Shit, what the fuck?
I hope so. I have a prop bet going longest field goal of the season over 65 yards, so hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty easy. That's a good bet.
Yeah, I thought so. I put $5 on it, so.
Considering how many people are kicking over 60-yard field goals now, it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of indoor stadiums too. So,
yep. Okay, next game is Arizona at San Francisco. The spread here is 1.5. Another pick'em game. Arizona's the one receiving the points.
Another 2-0 game too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I picked San Francisco to win this. I think that Mac Jones is good enough that he can. I think Mac Jones is good enough, And I think the San Francisco's defense is good enough to get them the win. And I think that's all. I mean, it's a 1.5 point spread. So it's all it takes really is winning the game essentially.
Yeah. Plus they've got home field advantage too.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals will look. I did pick San Francisco, but I feel like this will definitely be a close one. The Cardinals will look good, but I think Mac Jones looked good last week. They've got home field advantage.
The Cardinals offense has looked okay. Cardinals are currently ranked 17th in defense.
Yeah, I mean, I picked San Francisco here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Mark, anything to add?
Gonna say anything more?
Nope. You can move on.
Okay. So next game is Kansas City at the New York Giants. The spread here is 5.5, and that's going to the Giants.
I love so much that the Chiefs are 0-2.
Do we think Russ is going to cook again?
Fucking hope so. I hope the Chiefs start 0-3. They lose to the fucking Giants.
It depends on how much they can defend seam routes and whether or not Malik Neighbors can get open enough. That's really all it comes down to with the Giants' fucking offense.
Malik Neighbors will get open.
7-11.
Like a good neighbor, he'll get open.
That's not how that goes.
No, it's not. Who you got here, Bo?
This is going to sound contradictory a little bit because we just talked about the Chiefs being good, but I also said that was when they're fully rostered. So I'm going to actually take the Giants on this one.
Okay.
I'm taking this as well.
Okay. The last game of the week is the Monday night game. It is Detroit at Baltimore. The spread here is 6.5, and that goes to Detroit. I think it depends on which Baltimore shows up, but I think Detroit wins this. Do I think they win it by a touchdown or more? I'm not sure.
What do you mean by which Baltimore shows up?
Because I feel like the running offense of the week 1 is very different than the running offense of week 2 in terms of like, do they get Derrick Henry at full capacity, or is it all going to rely on
still dropped 41 points and 40 points the last week?
Did you just say we?
Yeah.
He's a Lions fan.
No, we're talking about the Lions. I am a Lions fan, though. I do like the Lions.
He's a Ravens fan, apparently. Talk about consistency.
I just don't know.
40 points.
Yeah, like, this all being said, I'm picking the Lions. I don't think the Ravens are that much better than the Lions. But we're still going to get a huge, high-scoring game.
4 touchdowns for Lamar.
Lamar is very good at what he does.
Against the Browns.
He's an asshole, though. For the record, he is an asshole.
Yeah, he only had 13 rushing yards.
Who dat?
Lamar Jackson this past week.
Yeah, we're scared of Myles Garrett, Everybody's scared of Myles Garrett. I don't want to run past him. I'm going to stay back here behind these 400-pound gentlemen right here.
I saw something, speaking of 400-pound gentlemen, I saw something online that was like, America's like one of the most obese country in the world, and the Bengals can't get 5 obese people to just stand in and be on a line for Joe Burrow. Yeah, no, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think it'll definitely be a good primetime game. I have the Ravens here. I just think they pull it off. I mean, I'm not to discredit Detroit. Like, they're both really good teams. I am just I think Derrick Henry has a much better game than last week. And I think Lamar is able to be Lamar and just pull off a win.
Probably. All right, let's take a quick break. And we'll come back with the fantasy matchups and just a quick recap on the league. We'll be right back. All right, thanks for letting us take that quick break. We're going to jump right into the fantasy matchups for week 3. As usual, we'll start with me. So we'll go with myself versus Dan. Sorry, I got to beat you this week, Dan. I'm real sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just going to pick you because that feels like the right choice here. I'm sorry, Dan.
Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as of now, hopefully this jinxes you, but I still feel like Mark has the best team. So I would also say that Mark's going to win that one.
Yeah, it's just one of those things like Dan's team is like we just kind of talked about. Is just I don't know if any player has the ability to pop off
Yeah, I agree.
besides now Omeka.
I mean, it's like a good team. It's just not like a great team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like middle of the
Yep.
pack.
Yep. All right, next matchup: Craig versus Bo. Fight.
Greg, I think I'm going to finally get a win this week. I think I'm going to take you out. But if you have anything to counter that, I'm all ears.
I mean, I do think that you have a couple tough matchups, but I think you have a lot of really good ones. So, yeah, I probably pick you to win here.
Yeah, it's got to be Bo. Sorry, Greg. Yes, I understand you lost Joe Burrow, but it's not like you don't have fucking Pat Mahomes. Just
I mean, Pat
Mahomes
has been on the bench and
I
he's
know.
got 28 points and 24 points, and now he's playing the Giants. So
Yeah.
I'm not sweating that one. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a thing with my team, not to go on like too far of a tangent, but like I've got the depth. So
Yes, we know, Bo.
I started off. Okay, I'll shut up.
No, you can brag. You're good.
I was just gonna say, like, I started off 0-2, but going into the bye weeks, I think I'll balance out a little bit because I can fill out those players on the bye weeks. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I was gonna say.
I mean, realistically, your team just kind of shit the bed in week 1.
Yeah.
And then week 2, you just ran up against me and an injured Joe Burrow. So,
And honestly,
it's bad about
I lose against you every year in week 2. Like, I just know it's gonna happen every year. So
I'm glad that I at least strike fear in you to the regular season. So that's exciting.
I always
You
lose
know
in
you're
week
gonna
2,
lose.
and then I play you again, like the second to last week, and then that one's like 50-50. But
yeah,
it's what it is.
Quick point. You talked about rushing quarterbacks being super like OP in this league. Yeah, that's Pat Mahomes apparently this season. So
yeah, he's the leading rusher on their fucking team. It's crazy.
Yep, 2 rushing touchdowns as well.
Yeah.
On the season.
Okay. Okay, next matchup is going to be Anthony versus Adrian. This one's interesting, actually. We got head-to-head quarterback matchup. Herbert versus Knicks. I don't know. This one's tough.
I think I pick Anthony. I think that Micah Parsons will have like one of the highest points totals on Adrian's entire team, and I think that that's going to be the reason.
You think he's going to go full throttle this week?
Yeah, I think he's playing Cleveland, and I think that he's going to have I think Micah Parsons is going to have a real opportunity to like do something.
I just mean, you think he's going to go full snap percentage? Because he was less than 50% snap last week.
Was he that for week? Yeah, he's ramping up. He was 45 week 1, 68. I mean, I think he hits 80, 90 this week, but I think I don't know what his
that's not a percentage. That's a snap count. Why the fuck would they give me a snap count? I don't know how many snaps did they take? A percentage, Sleeper, you fucking dumbasses.
No, it is a percentage. Mine says snap.
Website, it's not.
Oh, he has 45% snap week 1 and then 68% snaps week 2.
So the website is just stupid. Why? I don't understand, Sleeper. Stop. Anyways. Yeah, so I agree with you. Micah Parsons is crazy good. He has 1.5 sacks playing 70 snaps. That's crazy. So, yeah, I just don't know if he plays the full game to score that highly.
Oh, they pull him out.
Yeah, I just think he'll be on a snap count until their bye week.
Okay.
I think
So he got.
No, actually, before the bye week, they play Dallas. He'll play the full game against Dallas.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's in
Anthony,
Dallas.
I think Anthony wins this, though.
No. No, he does not. Adrian wins it.
Ooh.
I think Anthony goes 3-0.
I think this is the second closest matchup of the week, but I think Anthony barely wins this, but I don't feel like super confident in that. I feel like this would be a good matchup to watch because you can go either way.
Okay, next matchup. We can breeze on through this one. Ryan versus Matt.
Closest matchup of the week. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this is the one I was referencing. Ryan and Matt. It's going to be a real nail biter.
Nail biter here. All right, moving on. So we'll go ahead with Brian and Corey. Another interesting one. If Brian's team can put together a game like he did in week 1.
Well, if we do the trend, right? Zach Charbonnet should have a great week this week because he didn't this past week, but he did week 1. And then, I don't know. Do we believe in Mac Jones? Because currently he has Mac Jones in his lineup.
Yeah, I believe in Mac Jones. We just talked about how he looks good.
Yeah. Then I think that Brian has a real shot.
I mean,
I think Cam Ward shits the bed.
I was going to say, it's not like Corey doesn't have Cam Ward on the other side.
I was going to say, if Cam Ward shits the bed and AJ Brown continues to be involved in the way that he has been, then I think that Brian does have a real shot at winning this game.
I just want to say, for the record, I tried to give Mac Jones to Corey, and he said no. Tried to do it before the season for peanuts. Tried to do it at the beginning of the season for peanuts. Tried to do it after the injury for slightly more peanuts. And he said no. So now he's got to play against him.
I didn't know you could offer snacks for trades.
Pretty much. You can do whatever you want.
Correct.
Sexual favors.
Holler at me. I'm pretty influential when it comes to snacks.
I'll be sending you some trade offers later. Some of that ice cream you like.
He really likes hot Cheetos.
All right. Got you covered, dog. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't think this is as close as you guys are making out to be, personally. I think Corey is heavily favored. I mean, I'm not saying Brian can't win. Daniel Jones has been going off. I think Mac Jones outplays Cam Ward. JSN's been good. Jefferson.
But the reason why the you can't go based off of the projected points is Daniel Jones going based projected at 13. He scored.
I'm not going
more.
I'm not going off the projected points though.
Okay.
I'm visually looking at the rosters, but Corey's got Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, for sure. We went at the running back position.
And then Javonte Williams is playing Chicago this week. I just think that he's got way more major playmakers than Brian.
I don't know. I think everybody's fucking sleeping on Brian's team. Brian wins. Come on, Brian.
I pick Corey.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I pick Corey.
All right, last matchup. We got Coulter versus Rob. Another close one here. Both teams pretty good. I think that this one's going to come down to the running back matchup, if I'm being honest. I think everything else is fairly even across the board. Tight end goes to...
Quarterback goes to Coulter whole-handedly, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, no Justin Fields. But he does have Russell Wilson and Jake Browning on the bench.
Yeah, but I still think that, to Bo's point with Corey's team, I think that I trust Jaden Daniels. Sure, but we still have CJ Stroud, who last week put up.
Yeah, he's bad.
Yeah. But he's playing Clemson.
Yeah, so I don't know. I pick Coulter here.
So this is the game I was talking about where I think this will be the closest game. Like I literally think this is like a 50-50 coin flip. Just looking at the rosters, yeah, they both have two quarterbacks in their super flex spot right now, which could potentially not play with Fields and Daniels. But yeah, I mean, I think they both have really good teams, and I think it's just going to be a matter of luck, like who goes off and who doesn't. Like Brees has been up and down, but Rome's been baller. Like Zay's been good. Dobbins has actually been pretty good. Neighbors went off, obviously. So
yeah, if
there's good players on both sides.
I would be making a couple of changes. I won't tell him which changes I would make, but I would be making some starting changes here this week personally.
And he's still mad.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be really close, and so I'm just looking at their rosters, and even if I'm Coulter, I'm making a couple of changes based off of the fact that I know I need a home run.
Yeah. Yeah, playing ceiling instead of floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like it's a little hard to judge right now. I think most people probably wait until the Thursday night games to kind of do a first initial roster setup, unless you're like a maniac and you just are setting your roster.
I mean, I feel like you don't. I don't do much changes to my roster. I don't have depth, so my starting lineup doesn't change.
Yeah, that's fair.
Glass cannon, baby. All right, that's it for the fantasy matchups. We'll spend a couple minutes on the state of the league. The only people that did not change their standings this week were myself and Ryan. Everybody else swapped positions, so current standings are myself, Rob, Anthony, Coulter, Greg, Adrian, Brian, Matt, Dan, Corey, Bo, and Ryan. It's too early to kind of see any trends on this, so this is just kind of a recap right now.
I like the trend of Bo being right there at the bottom. Though.
Yeah, he's going to stay there too.
Max points for.
Yeah, I added a max points for tracker just to kind of see what the non-playoff teams are and kind of where that trend goes. So the number one pick is solidified at Brian. Everything else is up for grabs, but so far it is Matt, Brian, Dan, Corey, and Bo. You better hope you win some games. Otherwise, that's a real shitty spot to be in there, Bo.
I think I'll be okay.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, too early to really get anything out of that. Power rankings. The top didn't change too much. We basically broke a tie that existed between Corey, Anthony, and Matt. But myself, Bo, and Coulter are still top three. And then we've got Corey, Anthony, and Matt. Corey's sliding up there probably because of that Saquon trade. Getting that asset probably really helps. Anthony slid down probably as a consequence of that. And then Matt lost this week. And then we got Rob and Adrian. Dan shot up above Greg. And then it's Greg, Brian, and Ryan. Any overreactions to any of that? This season or the week or whatever?
I mean, not overreactions. I think we've kind of said it, so we don't really need to spend that much time on it. But it's funny, Corey and I were in the championship, and we're both 0-2 right now. But that's how fantasy goes. I feel like that all looks exactly kind of how I would have it. The only two teams I feel like I just don't know as well off the top of my head are Rob and Matt. Maybe you could swap those two, but otherwise, I don't have any disagreements with
Matt is unfortunately dealing with Houston being a garbage team so far and injuries. He's got Jaden Reed. And does he have Xavier or Rashi Rice? He's got one of them, so either injury or suspension.
Gotcha.
And then there's somebody else that he's dealing with that's got an injury too. I can't remember who that was, though. Oh, no, Jordan Addison is suspended as well as Rashee Rice. And then now we lost Jaden Reed. So, yeah, he's just struggling to put together wide receiving core right now because Nico Collins is also set.
So do you feel like you'd bump Rob up above Matt, or would you leave it how it is?
No, I wouldn't, because I do think that by the end of the season, and that's really all we can figure on the power rankings right now after 2 weeks. By the end of the season, I think Matt's team finishes above Rob's right now.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, again, that was just me not knowing the rosters as well, but otherwise that all looks as expected.
Greg, anything to add there?
I mean, I don't feel like I'm the 10th fucking team in this league, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things play out. I understand that like I'm missing pieces, but I feel like the rest of season, the fact that like Adrian and Rob and Matt are above me makes me, I don't know, feel some type of way. But
what kind of way do you feel? Tell me.
I feel.
How does that make you feel, Greg?
Makes me feel like it's incorrect.
Okay, it has updated. You are now 1 point ahead of Dan. Does that make you feel better?
So I'm now in 9th?
Yes.
I mean, it makes me feel better, but I still think that I'm like 7th, not 9th.
Yeah, I don't make the website. I'm very sorry.
I mean, I feel like if you don't like that, then, just
I'm trying to do something
wrong. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, I'm trying to do something about it.
Yeah.
But a bunch of stuff denied.
You're good.
People out here denying shit. Rude.
Rude.
Accept it. Do it. 3, 2, 1. Give it to me.
You've got to be used to people denying you, or else you'd have like
used to people
80 million transactions.
I'm used to people ignoring. People are used to me pestering. People are used to me sending and then withdrawing. Yeah, I'm obnoxious. I get it. But hey, respect the grind.
That's right. Respect the grind.
All right. On that note, that is it for this week. A little bit longer than we wanted to go, but that's okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.